Start, some momentum changes, but a very strong close by your guy. What stands out to you about the manner in which they won this one?
Well, I just thought that we came out super aggressive. Defensively, we were flying all over the place, getting loose balls and steals, and we were executing offensively. And I thought Brook got off to a great start, and we built a huge lead. And I thought we kind of relaxed, and when the second unit went in, we weren't getting the stops. And not as much as we weren't getting stops, we were not getting loose balls that we were getting in the first half. And then, we came out in the third, and it was a battle. I mean, once they got back in the game, they were in the game. They weren't going anywhere after that. And I thought down the stretch we did a great job defensively of stopping them, rebounding, and going down and executing. Allen was super in the game as well as Brook was. I thought Darren's start really got us going. He was flying all over the court, getting to the basket, making plays for Brook, and Markel with his defense was getting good stuff for us too. And I thought that we finally, just played freely at home and just got after it. And again, they're a team that has a lot of veteran leadership, and they've been to the war a few times, and they came back and they battled, and you got to give them credit as well. But I thought that we executed down the stretch. And then defensively, when they needed threes, we did a great job of keeping them, except for the one by George Hill at the top of the key. I thought we did an excellent job of doing what we talked about doing in the timeout.
You mentioned so many names, 6 guys in double figures here, and it's been a theme as of late. How much does that add to just guys being able to play freely and not feel?
Well, when we play the way we're playing, we're sharing the ball. One real big key was Joe and Brook were in the pick and roll. Joe goes up to shoot. The big guy comes. He throws it to Brook. Brook puts it on the floor, and Joe relocates and he throws it to Joe, and he hits a big three to put us up 108 to 100. I mean, those kind of plays, once you start doing them, they become contagious, and that's the way we would like to be, where everybody's just sharing the ball, and it's the Brooklyn Nets scoring, and not so much an individual, but in the end, everybody's numbers show up on the board because of it.
In those final two, or not final, but in the big 2 possessions for Indiana down the stretch, you got Hill to take a contested three-pointer, then you get Hibbert to take a three-pointer. I'm sure those are shots you wanted to see. What did you guys do so well defensively on those 2 possessions?
We stayed home. We switched when we had to, and then I thought that Allen was guarding Hill, and they got in the paint, ball came back out, and Allen could have stayed, but he ran back out and ran George off the three-point line. He turns around and throws it to Hibbert. Okay, we'll take our chances with that one. Even though he could have hit it, it was wide open. But I just thought that we played smart and we played fairly disciplined.
Lionel, you spent a lot of time in training camp, the early part of the season, talking about what you wanted the team to look like when it got to February and then after the All-Star break. I know you guys had a trade. It took a little bit longer maybe than you would have liked, but these last couple weeks, 3 weeks now, is this kind of what you envisioned for what you'd have your team playing like? What's it got going on?
I'd love to have a better start, but as I said before, we've been playing well since the All-Star break. Even when we lost the 4 out of 5 at home, 2 of those games we should have won. And we didn't, but as we have grown, we've gotten better at sustaining, executing, and finishing. And our defense just keeps getting better as a group. We're not overly talented defensive individuals. I think we have a couple of players in Allen and Markel that do a decent job. But our team defense has gotten better. We're helping better. We're recovering better. We're putting more effort. I mean, even Brook is making plays that Brook didn't make early in the year. But I think he's more confident in his body as the season is worn on. He feels healthy and safe, and everybody's just playing pretty good.
It hurts me to say this because Pondy stole my thunder a little, but the possession when you got Hibbert to take the three, for you, was that as rewarding or enjoyable a defensive series as you've had this season?
No, the one where they had to call timeout was better. They couldn't get the ball away.
Yeah, it seems like earlier in the season, if you guys had squandered a 19-point lead like that, you wouldn't have responded the way that you did tonight. Can a team learn mental toughness or become more mentally tough as the season goes on?
You tell me. It seems that way. I mean, we're more together. Let's put it as it is. We're more together. We care more about each other. When you're as one, when you have adversity, you just pull together and keep fighting. Sometimes it doesn't work out, but you know, I was as surprised as anyone by the way we came out and played, because I knew they'd be ready. And we just jumped on them, and I think that was the game. That even though they came all the way back and tied it up, took the lead, that start was really the game, because ultimately we had more stamina to continue to play, and as the fourth quarter wound down, our defense got better and they looked.
Joe had two pretty big buckets toward the last couple minutes of the game there. Get that big three, put you guys up there, and that jump shot also. So what about the way he helped close the game out tonight?
Well, that's what Joe does. But we had a lot of plays, and Joe just had the jump shot in the free throw line area and then the three. I mean, that was huge. But he's been making huge shots, for us all year long, and he got the opportunity because Brook passed it to him.
Am I allowed to ask about the playoffs or not?
You can ask. You don't want to like my answer. It's going to be more yada 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 yada.
But with the way this team is playing, if you do get into the playoffs, I mean, is this a good time to be peaking going in, and do you view this team as a team that can make a lot of noise?
I don't know. It's all about matchups, and as I said before, we have to keep winning, and you'd like to be playing well at the end of the season, so that if you are fortunate to be in the playoffs, in our case, then you can feel good about yourself going into the playoffs. But you got to play well when you get there, and no matter what, the slate goes clean. And if you're playing poorly, it goes clean. If you're playing well, it goes clean, and you got to start all over. And you're playing the same team every night that's much more prepared for you than during the regular season.
Okay, thank you.
Momentum shifts in this game. What did you see aside of the response and the way you guys were able to close this one?
The first unit for us did a tremendous job setting the tone. I thought D. Will did a good job of getting the tempo set for us. Brook being that interior presence for us down low. And, us coming in off the bench, we got to do a better job of keeping that tempo where it is. But we were able to kind of find it somewhere in the second half and was able to get this tough win.
You and Allen, you double figures, 6 guys here tonight. How does that do to share responsibility? Taking pressure off so many players, the way you guys have had such balance?
It's really just tough to be guarded when you have so many people, contributing. We only have times where there's one person that can be the focal point, and then, it helps you guys stay in as well. So, all of us going out being aggressive, but sharing the basketball, and then, just making the most of the opportunity when you get a chance.
What's the feeling of this group? And obviously, you guys have talked about the importance of each of these games. Is there anything that stands out most about how you guys really have taken care of business this time?
To be honest, I think the thing that's helping us, we're just taking one game at a time. Nobody's focused on what we are out of the last 10 games or yesterday. We just put everything in the past, focus on the tasks that are coming up for us as the Knicks tomorrow. We got to go out there and try to take care of business.
John, tomorrow also birthday.
We actually sit next to each other on the plane, so he's really into those Marvel comic joints, X-Men and all that. I don't even know if they're the same people, same type, whatever, but he's really into that sort of thing. So maybe something along those lines. No problem.
Coach, open opportunities and figure it out.
It helps out a lot because he draws so much attention. So, you just got to be ready. They have to double because they've been playing. It's been so hot lately.
You guys have had a couple games, big games, Boston, I think, Charlotte, where here in your building you didn't really come out with much. Did you see this coming tonight, that you would play that well in a big game?
As of late, we've been playing, really well. Even though we lost a couple games, we're still playing really well. We're playing together, playing hard on defense, sharing the ball, getting after it.
I think just having an extra guy coming off the bench and producing
anything extra on any team, I think is always a plus. Especially coming off the bench, we just try to bring energy first and foremost, but then when the energy comes into, points and, loose balls and things like that, it's always a plus.
Since you guys are now finally gelling and playing together, do you think you're peaking at the right time right now?
Definitely, definitely. Like I said, we hold our destiny in our own hands. So, I mean, it's up to us. You know, we got I think 9 games now. We control that, so we just got to take it game by game. Got a tough one tomorrow on the road against the Knicks, and got to go from there.
There were a couple of possessions at the end where Indiana was forced into a couple of contested threes. Yeah. Coach credited you with running out on Hill. Do you remember that play? Where were you, and were you dropping down and then you had to run out?
Well, yeah, you know, Hill's he's a tough cover, so I mean, he's got to be out there. I mean, he makes big shots. That's why he got him. You know, that's why he has the ball at the end. So I just try to be there and try to make the shot as tough as possible.
You were in the final 4 games.
How do you describe the response of guys obviously coming out to an excellent first quarter lead, but just the way you handled the momentum swings in this game to close it out?
Yeah, it was fantastic. You know, we played at great pace. D-Will was, leading us out there, giving everyone great looks and just running us. And when they made their run, you know, at 39-point second quarter, it's tough for us. But we came back out in the second half, and regardless of how we played offensively, we continued to get stops throughout the majority of the half, and that sealed the game for us.
You've been putting up monster numbers. Is there something different in the way that your teammates are finding you and things that you're doing to be in position to score the way that you have?
I think the ball has just been moving really freely the past number of games, and you can see everyone's really comfortable on the court, and where we've been gelling and playing well together.
On that last shot when Joe took the play, was that the plays run up that you were trying to cross the
I don't remember.
It was the one with the 15 seconds left.
Yeah, no, I remember the shot. I don't remember the play. I don't know. But you know, Joe had to throw it back to me, so I saw 2 come my way, and there's one guy you want open at the end of the game. That's the guy. I left him open.
Hey, Brook, Darren said earlier in the year, maybe a game like this, you guys probably would have lost.
Yeah, you're right.
Why do you think you guys win these kind of games like right now? You know what I mean?
You know, we're playing together and we're not quitting in games. They respond, they make runs, and we're doing the same thing right back. We know what we're capable of, and we're all very confident.
Any birthday requests for tomorrow?
Just to win, that's all.
That's it? No, from any of these guys?
I don't know. Maybe Alan can stop talking about Michigan State. I don't want to waste any, so we'll see.